South Africans feel alienated from the country's democratic process in which they are viewed as mere beneficiaries rather than role players, according to social development activist Tessa Dooms, who spoke at a forum in the previous evening's annual State of the Nation address. After President Cyril Ramaphosa's address to Parliament, Dooms participated in a panel discussion hosted by the media. She claimed that Ramaphosa's speech did not address the entire country and that the government should energize citizens in core governance to get everyone involved in solving South Africa's problems. Damaris Curitz, a member of the audience at the panel discussion and the community liaison officer at the University of Cape Town, said Ramaphosa's address did not take into account communities. Curitz stated that the ongoing energy crisis, which was prominently featured in the speech, had a negative impact on people's mental health because of its devastating impact on all aspects of their lives. The energy crisis has taken precedence over people's well-being, he said, comparing the president's speech to candy floss. You bite nothing. Assistance with living expenses. In his 7th State of the Nation address, Ramaphosa stated that more than 25 million South Africans received some form of income support, with an estimated 2 million households receiving free basic water, basic electricity and solid waste collection. Approximately 60% of our budget is spent on what is known as the social wage, which provide various forms of support, basic services and assistance to households and individuals in order to combat poverty and hunger, he explained. Ramaphosa also announced that the 350 rand social relief of distressed grant, which was introduced in response to the COVID-19 pandemic and supports 7.8 million people, would be maintained and adjusted in line with the rising cost of living. We will make certain that existing social grants are increased to protect the poor from rising inflation, he said. Dooms, on the other hand, argued that supporting 25 million people is not a big win and that social assistance must be comprehensive, requiring a strategy that goes beyond the grant being delivered to somebody. We need to know what the return on investment will be for the country. A national disaster has occurred. Panelist and public law professor Richard Calland discussed the constitutionality of Ramaphosa's declaration on a national state of disaster in response to the electricity crisis. According to the Disaster Management Act, a national state of disaster can be declared if the circumstances do not allow a crisis to be resolved through normal legislation. There is no provision that says you can declare a state of disaster because your cabinet is incompetent or your government is incapable, Calland said, adding that the declaration could be illegal. Dooms contended that, regardless of the law, the country had lost faith in the government. Whether it's constitutional or not, people don't believe that this government, even when it does the right thing, will do it correctly, she said.